Hello, how is everyone? I'm back. Oh, well, thanks. It's been up in a bun. I took it down. I'm sure if you saw me from behind, it's probably greasy looking because I don't think I've washed my hair in like 5 days. 5. Yeah. Yeah. I've spritzed it, which we're going to go over. So my hair is not oily at all. And this is how I get away with not doing the shampoo thing a lot. I don't have oily hair. I did growing up. And we're going to have a lot of stuff, even though I should try to split it up among a few days because, as I was telling everybody else, I've kind of held off on doing anything because I wanted to share it with you guys. You know, I know you guys like the lives and doing things. And I notice that when I do videos, I'm rushing through it. You know, like, oh, okay, I don't have anybody to talk to. It's just me, and I'm just rushing through it. And sometimes I just rush. But hair. I used to have oily hair, but once I started doing oil treatments regularly and taking more horsetail, doing that in my 20s, it really changed the scalp of my head, so it's not as oily. In between shampoos, I will use cornstarch and cocoa powder because I have dark hair. So oil treatments, it's funny you asked. I actually have a video on a hair oil that I make. It has a lot of good stuff in it. It's under the file of... So if it's really oily, what you want to do is use you want to start off with like a misting your hair, not going straight to oils. And you want to use something that soaks up the oil, so you'd want to look at something like rosemary. And you could use rosemary oil. And the quickest way to do it, and I'm going to be honest, get yourself a rosemary essential oil because that's more concentrated. Then you can add that to like a olive oil if you wanted to. And put it on your scalp, you know. And then as far as the cocoa and the cornstarch, just mix them together. You can use regular cocoa. I use cacao powder. It's a natural chocolate, but I use that to cook with, same way as you do regular cocoa powder. And you just mix a little bit together, and you take a brush and brush it on the scalp area, you know, and you want to do it the night before. You don't want to do it the day of that you're going to be going out. You want to do it the night before. You want to put your hair up so that it's not getting all over your pillowcase. Or if you can't put your hair up, you want to put something over it. You can do it the day of. You want to make sure it's not raining either. Otherwise, you're going to look like Rudy Giuliani when he gave that press conference and it was dripping down his face. So you don't want to do that. But rosemary's a good thing for oily hair. It'll soak up those oils, you know. But you can use essential oils. You can also make like a tea and let it just brew and sit and spray it on your hair if you would like. That's a cheaper way. You can even buy tea bags. It doesn't need to be loose leaf tea. But be cautious. The thing with loose leaf tea is that sometimes they put fillers in them bags and you're not getting 100% of those herbs. So today, speaking of essential oils, I've missed y'all so much that I was sitting here bored and I was going to do a video. And as I said, I suck at doing videos. I'm just not a video person. I'm a live person. I enjoy live. Let me get my essential. I made a face oil that you could use, which essential oils. I have the doTERRA. We're going to flip you guys around. Gosh, how do I do this? I forget. I forget how to do these things. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys saw my video a few years ago, prepping, how am I going to keep my family healthy? If I run out of herbs, I need a go bag. How can I get shit into a small go bag that can be in my car in the event something happens and I need medicine or whatever? And I thought, well, essential oils, right? So, also a girl I worked with, she had a really bad parasite infestation, and she found that essential oils really helped her in getting rid of those parasites. So, you know, her and I talking and everything, I signed up with doTERRA. No longer signed up, but I still have their oils. So rosemary oil is what I use today. And that's what I was saying, RC. You could use this and just add some olive oil to it and just put it on your hair. And it doesn't have to be this brand, just rosemary oil. But then in this, which you could put on your hair, I put the rosemary oil. I put rose water concentrate. Now, this isn't like rose water if you put like dried roses into a jar of water. It's not like this. This has actually gone through a distillation process, and this is the Now brand. And excuse my fingernails, I've been digging in dirt. But it's gone through the distillation process where they use steam and they get the oil, the actual oil out of the plant. And that's the essential oil of it. That's why they're so concentrated, essential oils, because it's the oil from the plant. It's not adding oil to a plant. So, and that's why you really shouldn't ingest a lot of them. doTERRA has some that you can ingest. But these brands, I wouldn't. So rose water, rose hip oil I put in there, and carrot seed oil. So carrot seed can be used on your scalp and it can be used on your face. So that's what this is. And I just put a little bit in there. It's not full. I'm going to keep this downstairs because I was outside working. We were transplanting the seedlings and I was out rummaging around and I noticed my face was getting kind of dry. So I made that. I found this at Burlington. So you'd probably be able to find it like at, probably on Amazon too. It's a pretty popular brand now. It's the Now brand. So, but they had quite a bit of different ones. I mean, now the grapeseed oil was kind of expensive. And this is going to last me for 2 years. I'm going to cherish it. But anyway, guys. All right. We got some things to share. Oh, did you see it? Okay. Yep. Health food store. Definitely. So, today, as I said, I was going to do videos for you guys. And I just suck at them. That's why I kind of like doing the lives. And then I can edit. I can download the replay of the live. And then edit it and make little videos. I just said it's so much better for me. So I'm going to make a, you can use this on your face and you can also use this on your hair. It's pretty good for either one. Because you're getting the roots, the live part, and you're not going to be taking this down to your ends. You could. So what I did is, this is cucumber juice and it is orange juice. So what I did is I took the cucumber and, like on a grater, a plane, I just grated that cucumber down, right? I took an orange and I got the outside of the orange, just the peel, not the inside of the skin. Okay, not the inside of the orange. And then when you do that to the cucumber, it automatically, you know how much water is in a cucumber? So you automatically have all this juice. And then I strained it so that I didn't have the skin of the orange chunks in there with it. So I strained it. Okay, so there's that. And then I've done videos on this before. My grandma is, well, she is, but she's no longer alive. She's Okinawan, so Japanese. And I put white rice. This is a jelly jar. I filled it halfway up with the rice, and then I just put distilled water in it. And then I have covered it with cheesecloth. My goal is I'm going to let this sit out for 24 hours. You want it to be able to get oxygen because we want it fermented. Have you ever heard of how good rice water is for your hair and your skin? It really is. It truly, truly is. You could just do this and rinse your hair with it. You could just do this and you could wash your face with it. You'd have to keep it in the refrigerator because it only stays good for a week. And what we're doing is, so the fermenting process is what really brings out the good qualities for hair, skin in the rice, because it's pulling out all that, the I guess it would be the yeast out of it, you know, the milkiness out of it. I have, I'm going to stir this multiple times, just, you know, to get it moving, get all sides of those little rice kernels, you know, going around. Then after it's done fermenting, I'm going to strain this, and I'm going to add the two together, and I'm going to put it in a spray bottle. And you can use that on your hair. You can use it as a real refreshener. Another thing, when you're making this and you're actually shaving, nope, you don't want to wash the rice. Nope. And if you're really, if it kind of creeps you out not to wash the rice, I know some people it creeps them out. You can wash it once, but you don't want to wash it too much, otherwise you're not going to get the milkiness, you know, from it. So, you know, once washed through, you know, would be okay, but I wouldn't. I don't. And this is how my grandma always did it. When she would clean her rice to cook, she would always put it, you know, in a bowl, and she'd have the bowl sitting in the sink, and she'd, you know, have the water on it, and she'd stop the water, and she'd stir it around, you know, swish it around, and then she'd let it sit there for a while, and then she would strain that water off into like a large container like this, because she was cooking for a family, not just doing a little bit for her hair, and she would save that, and that's what we would wash our hair, our faces with and stuff. So anyways, that's what you can do with this. You don't have to add the orange. It could just be cucumber. You don't even have to do that. You can do this by itself. But this kind of, the cucumber gives it a nice refreshing additive to it, because as we know, cucumbers help reduce swelling. Put them on your eyes, and it's nice, and, you know, helps the swelling, and it's relaxing. So the new thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to start doing face masks. Actually, clay face masks. And I'm new to this, but I want to learn how to do it. So I purchased a lot of different clay, and I'm going to show you what, and kind of tell you about them, so you can decide if this is something you'd be interested in. So the first one that we have here, and I got these on Amazon, French pink clay powder. So French pink clay powder is really good for cell renewal. It helps the rejuvenation of the skin. It improves your elasticity. It's very effective on mature skin. So this is my best friend. It also reduces puffiness around your eyes, dark circles underneath your eyes, and it's great for dry skin. It doesn't even, like, it doesn't dry your skin out like other clays do. So this is good for dry skin, mature skin, cell rejuvenation, skin revitalization, wrinkles. Green clay. And this is the French green clay, and it's very gentle on skin. It helps soothe and reduce blemishes. And it's recommended for people for normal to oily skin. Okay, the next one is Moroccan red clay. And it has a calming effect on the skin. It treats inflammatory skin. So if you have inflammation and disorders like eczema or psoriasis, it's good for facial scrub to stop the growth of acne or acne-prone skin. And it's really good in strengthening your hair. You can do hair masks with this. As I mentioned, it's great for the skin, and usually inflammatory skin like eczema, psoriasis, but it's also good for your hair. Strengthens your hair. It helps to keep your hair from breaking, and if your hair is splitting and if your hair is brittle and it readily splits, this would be a good hair mask for you. It exfoliates dead skin on the scalp, and it balances sebum secretion, so and it fights against dandruff, so it would help those oily scalps too. Moroccan red clay powder, and I've never made a mask out of it, but this is something we're going to be doing. We're going to be using all of these. This is yellow kaolin clay, and it stimulates circulation on your scalp, and it closes dilated pores. So you can make a face mask out of this. Could be a hair mask out of it. But if you use this on your face and you have very large pores, it can help to closing those dilated pores. It does not draw oils from your skin though. So it's not going to dry your skin out, and it can be used on dry skin. It's anti-wrinkle, and it's rich in silica. So silica's good for the skin, and it's good for the hair. And if you remember, horsetail is our herb that has the largest amount of silica. And I make a hair oil with horsetail, and I also make a tincture that I take internally, so that you're helping your hair and your skin from the inside out. It's not always just what we can put on the outside. We have to help inside too. If you do have excessive drying though, you wouldn't want to use this. If you have like really, really dry skin, you wouldn't want to use this. It doesn't hurt dry skin if it's just, like a little dry patch here. But if you have like peeling dry skin, you don't want to use this. Bentonite clay. So bentonite clay is good at treating oily skin and acne. It's helpful with breakouts. It can exfoliate the skin. And I've never messed with these clays, as I said, so I was doing a little research today. And bentonite clay, I saw a lot of mentions that it can be taken internally. I don't know if this one is. This deserves research on my part. So I am not saying that this one that I got off of Amazon is internal. My purpose of purchasing this was just to buy some clays to do facial masks and hair masks with. But my understanding at bentonite clay, it's very good for your digestive tract. What else was it saying? Digestion. It's good for like stomach parasites and stuff. So I don't know. Need to research too. Can you mix and match a few of these? Can you get the best of both worlds? Could you use the pink and the green? The green is good and it's good for normal to oily skin. But then you have your French that's good for mature skin, and it helps with the wrinkles and the puffiness and all that good stuff. So, can you do a combo? I got this on Amazon. Yogi's Gift, 5 clays. They're each 8 ounces a piece. Look what I got, guys. I got a press. I know on videos you guys have heard me say that, you know, I just don't have the strength. I found this on Amazon. It had a $15 off. The strength in my hand just isn't there sometimes, you know. So this is a press for my tinctures. It'll also come in really good in the fall when I'm doing my apple butter and apple sauce, and I just want to make apple cider and things like that. So anyways, it was $15 off, and it was normally $60. So real good deal on that. All the tinctures that we've made together in preparation for TimeToHeal.net. I've been making a lot of tinctures, and I don't think my poor wrist and my hand would be able to get as much juice out of the goose. You know what I'm saying? Yes, everyone. Please go and subscribe to my website. We're opening May 20th. I have my days where it's overwhelming, but I take time out, you know? I give myself grace, and I go and watch mindless TV. And I do little bits at a time so I don't get overwhelmed. That's the key. And to put the phone down. You know, I think we're all slaves to our phones at times, and you got to put the damn phone down. It's the only way you get it done. And turn on some music and just get busy. Put the phone down. Please join, subscribe. The 20th is the day. I've got tons and tons of things that are processing. I have drafted up what I feel is a freaking kick-ass menopause tincture. Let me read it off to you all in case you are interested in making it. I have no problem sharing my recipes. All right, so we have Damnia. It is spelled D-A-M-I-A-N-A. Number 1, it improves your libido. It alleviates headaches, muscle aches, stomach pains. It sometimes can be used as a relaxant, digestion stimulating effects. It helps muscles in the GI tract, and it improves symptoms of menopause and PMS. It also is going to have white peony root, P-E-O-N-Y, white peony root. The main compound in white peony increases the activity of an enzyme that turns testosterone to estrogen. So that's what happens during menopause. Our estrogen levels starts to decrease, and white peony turns an enzyme that's in it that turns amatase. It turns testosterone to estrogen. It reduces the testosterone synthesis, and it helps balance your estrogen levels naturally, and it has negative effects on menopause. It supports the adrenals, so that's why I also wanted to add it. It's an adrenal herb. So it supports your adrenals, helps balance the stress response, which in turn slows down your hot flashes. And it's particular to have a benefit in night sweats if you combine it with lemon balm and red clover. So guess what we're adding to this? We're also going to add lemon balm and red clover. Maca boosts your energy and libido. It's a aptogenic herb, so it's going to help with stress. It increases your estrogen, and it reduces follicle-stimulating hormone levels, so it's good with menopause. It can help with depression also. Chasteberry is going to be in this also. C-H-A-S-T-E, berry, chasteberry. It's also known as Vitex, Vitex. You can find it under both names, and you can get it on, all these you can get on Etsy. Evening Primrose, so let's go back to chaseberry. It's good for reducing symptoms of PMS, menopause, normalizes your estrogen levels and your progestrogen levels. Evening Primrose, it's good for PMS symptoms and menopause symptoms. So Evening Primrose. Shatavari root. It's good as an adaptogenic, so it helps with stress. It's going to help with your endocrine system, immunity, emotional stress. When you're talking about adrenals, that's always a stress thing. Wild Geum, it's good for cramping, digestive issues. So if you have nausea, things like that, it's going to be your Wild Geum. It's going to help with your cramping, bloating, PMS symptoms, and black cohosh is the last one. Just great for fertility issues. It's good for menopause. It's good for hormonal balance. It's like the female herb. So I think tomorrow, I don't think we're going to be doing it this evening. I'll do a live, and we're going to be doing a white pine. Oh, no name. A white pine tincture. It's very good for when you're sick, cough, expectorant. It's just kind of like mentholyptic thing in it too, you know. So we're going to do a white pine tincture tomorrow. We're also going to be doing a osha root, a reishi mushroom. I haven't grown reishi mushrooms yet, so I had to order some. So we're going to make a tincture with Everclear. I'm hoping I can get the 191 proof. If not, I'll get the 151. On my mushrooms, I like to use the higher alcohol proof. And then we do a double extraction with water. I won't use all of these in my tincture. I will keep some of them back to use in the double and maybe triple decoction. I want to get really strong medicine out of these. I would like to try to get up to 19% mushroom medicine out of all of my mushroom tinctures. So these are the cordyceps mushrooms that, oh no, we did over 10 days ago. So if you remember, it came with just this insert down here, and it looked like a rice cracker. So it had to spend 5 to 7 days in total darkness, and it's been out of total darkness for 3 days now. Yeah, see, they're starting to turn brown. Well, the brick is. But this one, see, it was starting to get the, but yeah, so we'll dry those tomorrow. And in this bag, there's moisture in there. All right, guys, stay healthy. Have a good night. Love you all. And let's see if we remember how to get out of here.